Yeah. So now, clinically, once you suspect that the individual is having a stone, we have to go for imaging modalities. Now, imaging modalities can be either ultrasonography, um, which everybody is well versed, which they routinely say scan of the abdomen. So the scan will include the abdomen as well as the pelvic portion to find out if there is any stone. Now, this scan will have a sensitivity of around 60 to 70% to pick up the size of the stone, the location of the stone. But the sensitivity per se of the scan to pick up stones is a little bit less, that as I've already mentioned, 60 to 70%. It has got its own fallacies. Ultrasound is operator dependent imaging modality. Now, in such instances when the stone is not being picked up and still the urologist has the suspicion that it could be a stone disease, then we go to the next imaging modality, that is the NCCT, that is the CT scan, which is a non-contrast computed tomography of the kidney, ureter and bladder. Now, this NCCT will pick up the exact location of the stone, the size of the stone. The precision of the CT is to such an extent that it can even pick up the size of the stone of around 1 to 2 mm. So with these two modalities, it will be crystal clear that whether the patient is having a stone disease, whether he is not having the stone disease, and where is the stone, what is the size of the stone, location of the stone, what extent of damage the stone has caused to the tube as well as to the kidneys. So with these two modalities of imaging, we have to plan the further course of management. See, annual health checkup, including there is something called as metabolic evaluation in the kidney stones. Now, this has two parts of evaluation, and this is quite a thorough evaluation. And literature says that only a person who has formed a kidney stone has to be evaluated, and they includes this evaluation includes thorough evaluation of all the vital calcium, the phosphate, magnesium, then the blood levels as well as the urinary levels of calcium, phosphate, citrate, plus the 24-hour urinary protein and 24-hour urinary level of calcium. So this is the detailed evaluation, which will not be advised in a regular health checkup. But yes, if they form a stone, and if they are forming stone in a recurrent manner, obviously I usually get metabolic evaluation done for my patients. Now, especially if the patients are pediatric. Now, when this is mandatory, as you asked me as a health checkup, yes, the metabolic evaluation of an individual becomes mandatory when the patient is a child, that is a pediatric patient. Now, I have operated on pediatric patients wherein the kidney stones are around 1.5 2 centimeters. The youngest is a 2-year-old child. I have operated on a 2-year child with a kidney stone. So in these patients, if you don't do metabolic evaluation, 100% the child will come back in the next 3 to 4 years with another stone. So now here, once you advise, it depends on the parents too. I had a child for whom I had operated around 4.5 years back for a kidney stone of 2 centimeters. I had advised metabolic evaluation for the child, but the parents were not interested because once the stones got cleared, they never came back. Now, just six months back, I did a second session of treatment for the child, and now the parents have got the metabolic evaluation done, and they are very much compliant towards follow-up and getting all the tests done. And now I have kept him on treatment, further advice, so that the child does not come to me in future with the stones. Our main aim is that once an individual develops a stone, he should not reform a stone.